I'm Lauren Johnson.
And I'm Colin Rapp.
And I'm Mallory Raymond.
Today we're going to be talking about some books we've read and popular books and how we felt about them.
Yep.
Mallory, do you have the list?
Yeah, I do have a list.
We'll start off, Colin. What's the most recent book you read?
So I actually don't read books because it's like a lot of work. But I have read my favorite book is a war book called, I think it was like Project 1065 by like Alan Gratz. And really interesting book about World War II. And I enjoyed it a lot.
Really?
Wow. So you're more like nonfiction, like
I
history?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I do read a lot of aviation books. That's just a lie. So I do read a lot, actually.
For flying?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like just to like learn stuff? Or,
Yeah, like study
cool stories?
books and like stuff about like what I need to know and stuff.
Lauren, do you have a favorite book?
No.
Really?
You don't have a top couple books that you've liked
No.
before?
I really like The Selection. I really like...
The Selection.
Yeah,
I
it's
loved
so
that book. I haven't
good.
read that in so long, though.
It's like, for those of you who might not know, it's like a mix of The Bachelorette and... No,
And like
Bachelor and...
dystopian.
Yeah, and then like Hunger Games.
I haven't read that. I kind of forgot about it.
This is a hot take, but the Inheritance Games,
I love that book.
I hated.
Why?
It was so boring.
It was
and the
not.
girl was so annoying.
It was so good. I feel like you just are really picky about
Yeah.
everything.
That's true.
What about Catcher in the Rye for school? Do you guys read that book
Oh.
I
yet?
hate that book.
Wait,
I'm thinking of books
No.
that we've all read.
I actually didn't mind that one.
Wait, are you guys reading The Great Gatsby?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Me and Lauren are reading that together.
I honestly don't get it.
Me either.
I cannot follow the
Same.
storyline.
Like I was reading chapter 6 by myself, and I follow nothing. I was like,
I
what
just
in the
don't.
heck?
I actually don't get it.
I like the like plot of the story when I understand it. Like
yeah, no,
when
I like it.
like
the movies.
like I understood what we read in class today, obviously.
Yeah.
But like some parts of the book, I'm just like, what is
No,
happening?
yeah, it's
like
low-key
I don't.
good.
What is
But-
the author thinking when they
but
write?
The
I'm like so confused.
The parts that you don't understand tend to be the parts that are least relevant. Like
I know.
but some books aren't like that. Like Catcher in the Rye, it wasn't like that. But for The Great Gatsby, I feel like the parts that are clear to understand are the only important parts.
Okay, question. You know how like literally you'll read a sentence in a book and it's like, the green fork, they placed it down, and
Yeah.
they're like, what was the author thinking? Like probably nothing. Like I don't know why every teacher makes it so like.
Well, I will say like the only book that I've ever read in school and like appreciated like my teacher's work that like to like give the whole like story was what's the book we read last year with the Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies?
Really?
I
actually did like that book.
Loved Lord of the Flies, and I
Except
actually
I'm so
love
sad
the
about Piggy.
I know.
It was the book before we read Lord and the Flies with that two guys, the old guys, Lenny and.
I didn't read that.
Night.
No.
Night was so sad.
I don't know, but it was a great book.
I
Lord of the
actually
Flies
do
was
like.
so good, and like my teacher, like our teacher, actually, I appreciated the things he had to say about it. Like they were actually relevant and like actually made you think. Whereas other times it's kind of like, okay, you're trying to make it sound all profound, and it's just not. Like you're overdoing it.
And I kind of like. I actually like the plot of The Great Gatsby. I like the romance. I like it's fun. It's like,
Yeah.
weird. It's interesting.
And the comic book makes it so fun.
The
Yeah.
comic book and the movie, like I think you have to do it together. Like if you want your
Mhm.
Yeah, if
juniors to really
if
comprehend
we
it.
straight read the book, I would not understand it. The movie and the
I still think she
comic
could do it better. Like we could read it and then watch it. I just
Who's
think it
your
helps you
teacher?
comprehend it more. Miss Womack.
Oh, I've won that too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Then we were all on the
Yeah.
same thing.
But
She,
I
like-
do like the comic book though.
I like how she lets us watch the clips of the movie
No,
because
yeah.
it gives you a better
But
But
understanding.
when I watch the clip, I'm like, oh, I totally get
It's
it.
so easy, and that I feel like just goes.
I do really like the comic book.
Yeah,
Comic book
the
is really.
colors and everything.
You know what I was thinking? Like people make the movie. Who like interpreted the book for the movie? Because I
I
could
know.
not have done that.
I know, and like it had
Done
to
it
be
so
someone
well, too.
like our teacher who's like
Yeah.
so dedicated to like having everything.
Or, like,
freaking
good at, like,
memorized. Like
Analyzing
yeah.
everything.
So like they literally knew what color the cars were and what they were all wearing. Like I don't pick up on those
Me
details.
too.
I skim over it. But,
Like, it's so
the
important. Like her
details-
lavender hat.
Yeah, like I couldn't have told you.
And I guess in like what's the book we just read?
Catcher in the Rye?
No, the one before that. Oh yeah, The Catcher in the Rye. Like I guess his red hat and stuff was symbolic.
yeah,
But, like
I didn't even notice.
I would have
that.
never noticed that.
But that Catcher in the Rye was the most sold book in the world, I think. Like,
Yeah.
Every year. So I'm assuming it's gonna be.
I feel like everyone's read that. Like our seminary teacher loves.
All my
it.
parents, everyone I know has read that book.
I feel like yeah, it's been like one
My
of the.
mom didn't.
I think my parents did.
Do you guys think it's weird that the book's like? Do you guys think the book is cursed? Have you seen that the theory?
No.
Tell us
Like-
about it.
Like so, the guy that killed John Lennon. People say that that read the Holden Caulfield book, like people that relate to him like feel like empty and sad.
Well, did you know people were like dressing up as him and like trying to be him? Like,
Mm-hmm.
That's just
saying
crazy.
they have to relate to him. But the assassin of John Lennon had the book Catcher in the Rye on him.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And someone else, there was another thing too where someone had like the Catcher in the Rye book. Like,
But I think it's just crazy people that read it and like think it's about them.
I think, yeah, and we even talked about that. Like Holden is such a weird guy.
Some people are like, oh, you find it like it's someone
like,
that relates
some
to me.
people that like have either been like prejudiced or whatever for being that way, like are sad, and then they read this book and they're like, wow, that's me.
They think like, oh my gosh,
And so-
he wrote this for me. Like he knows me. Like
and
that's
the
what
type of
they're thinking.
person that like is like that is gonna be the type of person to be obsessive or be an assassin and like be
obsessive.
crazy.
That's the thing.
So like I don't think it's the book. I think it's the character is like too relatable for those type of people.
Okay, yeah, and then off topic really quick, like what's your guys' favorite book genre? You don't like fiction? What, do you like dystopian, Lauren?
I love dystopian.
I love
like
dystopian. That's my
Okay,
favorite.
the thing is, when I read now, it actually genuinely is, like, just for enjoyment. It's not like, oh, my mom told me to read a book.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't read books during the school year.
Yeah.
Anyways, so now I just like those books that are so easy to read and, like, simple. Like, the books that you and, like, Paisley and, like, what
Like,
like, fun, like, cute romances because they're so easy and, like, not hard to understand.
yeah, you just read it
it's
and understand.
Bubble
Like,
gum for the brain. Like, it just helps me relax.
I love the I Survive books too.
Yeah. I've read, like, all of them.
did you guys read please, there's so many of them.
The Treehouse books?
I don't know.
No,
Maybe.
it's the
yes,
Treehouse books.
yes.
Yes, I read
And
those.
like they travel places.
My favorite.
How did you know what I was talking about?
Because there's literally like 50 probably. Look it up.
More than that.
There's
Like
so
there's a
many.
couple hundred.
I remember my favorite one is number
Let me search
12.
them.
I'm pretty sure.
I loved those. Like I felt like I was with them.
Yeah. Me and all my siblings were like obsessed about them.
Did you not read them? We had like all of them. My mom just
Yeah, we
sold
did
them
too.
to like someone on like some app.
We like I would feel so proud when it was like my first chapter book that I read. I was like,
Who
oh,
wrote
I'm
all
reading
those?
a
Was that the
chapter
same
book.
author?
Yeah, for sure, probably. Right.
Magic Treehouse series
Magic
by
Treehouse.
Mary Pope Osborne. There are 38 books in the original series. Additionally,
38.
27 in another series, making a total of
Holy.
65.
Dang.
How did she write that many? They're all good. Like my little brother loved them. I feel like it's like you read that.
Yeah, I was like such a sibling.
Did you guys ever read Keeper of the Lost Cities? That is my that was like my staple book that I
No,
love. Like
is that Percy Jackson?
no, I don't think so.
Actually, Percy Jackson has some good
I
books.
never read Percy Jackson, but I always wanted to.
No, she's not. It was I don't know. But that was like my favorite book of all time. And my little brother just
is
started
that
reading
the
it.
girl that can hear people's thoughts?
Yeah.
I started that and I hated it.
Yeah,
in,
but like the first
seventh
book is a
grade.
little bit hard to get into, but it gets so good. It's so
That's
good.
what everyone said. I think Macy read those.
And yeah, Keeper of the Lost Cities is good. I love. What's the book I just read that I love?
The movies.
No, not that one. Like the one that we all read. That's like dystopian. It's like literally The Hunger Games. I loved it. Powerless, Powerless,
Oh.
Fearless, and the next one
Have you
comes
read
out.
Divergent?
Yeah. I've watched the movies and they're not that good.
The books are so
How do
much
you
better.
know? How do you? Powerless is so much better than Divergent.
I haven't read Powerless. I haven't even started it. No
Well-
one gave me the book.
Powerless is literally The Hunger Games, but different, but better.
I loved that. Have you read the Hunger
Have you read The
Games?
Hunger Games?
Nope.
Hot take:
Have
I
you
like
seen
the
the
movies better
Nope.
than the books. I don't know. Some people don't like them.
I don't.
The books are not good at all. I did not like. I
think the
never
movie-
liked them.
Really,
The movies were
literally
so good.
Okay, the problem is all these books I keep thinking about, and I'm like, I read this in a day. Like, that's how I read books. It's like if I like it, I'll read it fully, and that's how I can tell if I don't like a book because I'll just stop. Like, not
Yeah.
read it. But that's why I don't read them during the school year because I get obsessive and don't do anything else.
Yeah, you should read Powerless in the summer then.
Yeah.
There's 3. That's such a
Someone
good.
give it to me. Have you read Twilight? You did,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Everyone that I know has said that is so good. I've never read it. I've seen
It's
the
not
movie
that good.
though, and
I started
the movie
it, I think.
was awful.
The movie's awful,
Probably
but it's
the
because they
worst
didn't.
movie I've ever seen in my life.
But they didn't have right funding for it, so they didn't
I
think
do
it was
not
gonna.
care.
They didn't
That
think it was gonna be that
the
good.
worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was. But everyone likes the books way better. But it's because they didn't have they didn't know it was gonna do that well.
Yeah, true. I've never reading.
Have you seen Twilight?
Nope. But
You
we're
wanna-
coming to 9 minutes.
Right.
All right.
I think we
Nice.
start
Well,
wrapping
so
it
yeah,
up.
Maybe we'll do a part 2 book talk.
Because I know you guys. I know you guys
we
could talk about
got
this
it.
forever.
Yeah,
I
keep
could
it
tell.
going.
Colin's
I could
cutting us
tell.
off.
Okay, you can
All
go
right.
next time, Colin. Read something in
I
the
will.
meantime.
I will.
Yeah.
Well, I'm joined with. My name's Colin Rapp, and I'm joined with.
Lauren Johnson.
And Mallory Raymond. Thanks for listening.
Have a
Bye,
great
nights.
day.